Hey there. Welcome to CyberPulse by Quantum Shield, the podcast where we make cybersecurity less intimidating and a lot more exciting. Every episode, we're diving into the latest digital drama, from sneaky hackers to the coolest defense strategies, all while sharing tips you can actually use. So grab a coffee, get comfy, and let's navigate this crazy digital world together.
Okay, so you've got this mountain of materials on TPRM. I get it. It's not exactly like the, the sexiest topic, right?
Yeah.
But before you tune out, think about this. What if a vendor drops the ball and your data goes poof? Not ideal, right? And then there are the compliance headaches, the legal battles.
Yeah, no, you definitely don't want to be caught off guard on this stuff.
Exactly. So today, we're diving deep into TPRM, figuring out how to make it work for you.
That's right. We're cutting through the jargon, giving you the tools you need to actually protect yourself.
Let's jump right into it. One thing I'm seeing everywhere in these materials is this phrase, robust TPRM program. Sounds impressive, right?
Yeah.
But what does it actually mean?
Right. Robust. Well, it's not just about like checking boxes and hoping for the best. A robust TPRM program, it's more like, think of it like building a house.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Building a house, how so?
So you wouldn't just start slapping on walls without a strong foundation, right?
It's a recipe for disaster.
Exactly. And it's the same with TPRM. Your policies and procedures, those are your foundation.
Okay, that makes sense. But let's be honest. Policies and procedures, they're not exactly the most thrilling read.
I hear you.
So if our listeners are only going to focus on one thing in their TPRM policy, what should it be?
Accountability. That's the golden ticket. Look, if a vendor messes up and your data's on the line, you need to know who's taking the fall.
Absolutely no pat in the buck.
Exactly. So you spell it out in your contract, clear as day, who's responsible for what happens if something goes wrong.
Even if it leads to some uncomfortable conversations.
Especially then. It's about protecting your organization in the long run. Remember that case study we have, the one with Company X?
Yeah, the one where that vendor Y, had that data breach?
Precisely. Their contract was vague on accountability, and it turned into a legal nightmare.
Oof, that's what we want to avoid.
Exactly. A robust TPRM program helps you do just that.
So it's not just about having a policy, it's about making sure the policy has teeth.
100%.
Now let's talk about best practices for managing vendor relationships. This sounds like it's an ongoing process, not just a one-time thing.
You hit the nail on the head. The biggest mistake people make is treating TPRM like a one-and-done deal.
You think you're safe, and then boom.
Exactly. Think of it more like a life cycle, right? It starts before you even sign a contract.
That's the pre-contract due diligence phase, right?
Yeah. You got it. This is where you do your homework, background checks, security audits. You're making sure this vendor is legit before you give them the keys to the castle.
Makes sense. So what happens after the contract is signed?
Ongoing monitoring. This is key. It might involve regular audits, security assessments, keeping an eye on things.
You've got to stay vigilant.
Absolutely. And that's where contractual safeguards come in.
Yes, the legal stuff.
Yeah.
So what should we be looking for in those contracts? Break it down for us.
Okay, so first up, SLAs, service level agreements. Basically, these set clear standards for how your vendor needs to perform. So let's say you're an e-commerce business. Your website is your bread and butter.
Your lifeline.
Exactly. So your SLA might say something like, your vendor guarantees 99.99% uptime, especially during those crucial periods like Black Friday, Christmas, you name it. They're contractually obligated to keep your site up and running.
That's crucial, especially during those make or break moments.
Absolutely. Now, even with the best planning, sometimes things still go sideways.
Let's talk about when things go wrong.
That's where incident response clauses come in. They outline exactly what happens if there's a breach, who reports it, how quickly, what steps are taken to contain the damage. Having a clear plan minimizes the fallout when, not if, something happens.
It's all about being prepared.
Exactly. And then, after the contract has run its course, don't forget that post-contract review.
Oh, right. Looking back and learning.
You got it. What went well? What could have been better? Use that knowledge to refine your process for the next time.
Always learning, always evolving. So, to wrap things up, TPRM, it's not about reacting to fires. It's about preventing them in the first place.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And even if you only implement one thing from this deep dive, you're already one step ahead.
Absolutely. As you continue to explore this topic, think about what are the unique risks for your organization and what can you do today to mitigate those risks.
Great advice. Well, that's a wrap for today's Deep Dive. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and stay curious.
Thanks for hanging out with us on CyberPulse. Remember, cybersecurity doesn't have to be scary. It's all about staying sharp and a little bit savvy. Keep learning, stay curious, and don't let those cyber gremlins get you down. Catch you next time, and until then, stay safe, stay smart, and keep crushing it online.